I just wanted to add something. I made a mistake. I wanted to also talk about just the fact that a lot of people. I just want to talk about fake love and fake respect that people have towards victims and people who passed away. I wanted to talk about a lot of people how they were just like people who never would have acknowledged xxxtentacion when he was alive. They the people who have talked negative about him and use so much things to bash him. And now how when he passed away, all these people are posting these rip comments. And I'm not saying all these are not genuine. I'm just saying there's a lot of people who would never bat an eye and never even acknowledge him while he was alive. But when he passed away, all of a sudden they want to post these comments and talk about how they feel sorry for what happened to him. And it's just like a lot of fake love and fake, just a lot of fake stuff out there. And just like, I just don't understand how people can just be fake and two-faced. Like, I've really supported this artist. I'm not just doing this just to put it out there, for views and stuff like that. I actually really enjoyed listening to his music. It really touched me in a way I've never been touched before. It really reached out to me because I felt like I felt like I was the only one that was going through what I was going through. And his music was so heartfelt. It was so like full of emotions, and it touched me in a way I've never felt before. And I just feel like in general that when I listened to his music, I felt alive. I felt like I could move throughout the day, just like looking forward to greater things. And I'm gonna always make sure his legacy lives on. When I have kids of my own, I will always tell them about xxxtentacion. I would always tell them about who he was as an artist. I would tell my friends and families, people who may not know him much as an artist, because there's some people out there who never heard about this guy. I mean, obviously there's a lot of people who are not aware of who he is. But I really supported this artist. This is one of the few artists I actually like listening to, and I always wanted the best for him. Because I knew he was filled with a lot. He was filled with a lot of potential. He was full with a lot of potential, and he had so much more to give to the world, so much more to live for. He was basically a brightened star that was getting ready to shine and just getting ready to just burst with light and vigor and just promise. So he had a lot of hopes for the future. I still can't get over his death. I'm still in shock. I'm still in disbelief. I'm in pain over the situation. And I just really wish that this was all a dream. I wish this was a fairy tale. You read some of the books and about like certain things like oh, you may watch a movie when someone dies, and you feel some kind of emotion towards the character that passed away. But eventually you get over it. And the reason why you get over it, let me tell you why you get over it. Because the characters are make believe. The person, like instance in Titanic is one of those classic old time movies that will really get you emotional, really touch you on an emotional level. And when towards the end, when the character died, when he sacrificed his life for the girl, I cried tears. It felt like I felt connected. It was emotional. It was emotionally. I was emotionally connected to them as a character, but you get over it and you move on because the characters are just not real. Now with real life, thing like this, when somebody passed away that you really admired and you really look up to, it could be somebody close to you or it could be somebody When you someone like that pass away, it's not like in the movies where you will feel sad for one moment or a short period of time and you get over it. It's not like that, you know, when you get over it after time, because you know it's not actually real, but it's like you feel sad every single day. It's a part of you has been ripped out of you, and that's how I feel about his death. I don't know him personally, but I feel like a part of me has been ripped out of me. Like a part of my soul and my being has been ripped out of me because I felt it for this man. I felt it. I really wanted the best for him, and I knew he was trying to get his life back together again because of all the past allegations that was put up. I was against him, and all the things that people were claiming and just basically throwing him under the bus. He was trying to improve his life and get his situation sorted out with. He had a lot of legal issues that he was sorting out, but I feel like, you know, he was getting everything in order, and he was hosting a charity event that was coming up soon. And it's just like, yo, just like when his life was about to take off, his life, excuse me, his life already was taking off, but it was about to skyrocket. It was about to catapult into the stars. You know what I mean? He was gonna do so much more for people, and just like how he was just murdered, and just like the manner in which he was killed, it hurt me to the core, because I'm like, of all people, he's the least person I would think that would be targeted, because he wasn't the type of person that would be out there. I mean, he had past issues with rappers, like I said. He had beefs, but he matured, he moved on. You know, I mean, people make mistakes, and I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. That's why I don't try to judge people, because you don't know people's past. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know the situations and the circumstances they face in life. So I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I try to acknowledge people for who they are, and I just try to give people the chance to prove themselves before I make any judgments about them, because, you know, you may hear a lot of rumors spreading around about this one person, how this person is maybe a troublemaker, or this person is no good, or, you know, like, you may hear things about others based on what people have said, or based on what the media has said. And the media is could be a disastrous thing, because a lot of times the media will paint a negative picture about an artist. They could paint the artist as an abuser, as a, you know, like, they could paint a picture of a bad picture about the artist that can lead to the like defamation of the artist's career. And people are easily gullible. They will follow whatever the media say, and if they can't think for themselves, they will believe whatever the media say. And people are just following the fact that, oh, they think he's a abuser based on what the media has painted a picture of him. The media painted a negative picture towards xxxtentacion. They really had a negative picture. They really painted a negative picture towards him. So my thing is, you know, why would the media do such a thing like that? Why would the media paint such a negative picture of him as an artist? Because, you know, we all make mistakes in life, and I know that he was not a perfect person. Don't get me wrong. You know, man, like, he was not a perfect individual. He was accused of some of these things, like he was accused of domestic violence and stuff like that. And I know, like, he made mistakes, and I'm not even gonna sit here and admit that, and say that he was okay. You know what I mean? He had a troubled life. He was dealing with domestic problems in his life. He was dealing with suicidal thoughts. He had a lot of issues that he was sorting out. But one thing I admired about him as an artist was that he was trying to get his life back together, you know? He was trying to amend the broken pieces of his life. And you don't see that too often. That you don't see a lot of artists out there. You know, there's a lot of artists who have a lot of troubled past and troubled history in their life, but they don't try to own up to it. They don't try to admit their mistakes or their wrongdoings. They actually don't even care about it, or they even get worse. Some artists get worse as time goes by. But what I see in him as an artist was that, you know, he was improving his life. he was better in his situation. He was becoming a better person. So when I saw that and I noticed that about him, I was like, okay, I see that he's making progress and that he was actually being a better person and he was trying to learn from his mistake, because the only thing you could do in life is learn from your mistake, right? I mean, you all make mistakes, we all fall sometimes, we all do some things we regret. But what I admire about him and other people, some people, is that they will live up to their mistake. They will try to better themselves and make sure they don't make the mistake again. Like I said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So he noticed that he was messed up, you know what I mean? But he tried to change. He tried to better himself. So that I respect, because there's a lot of people out here who keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, and it's just like they do not learn from their mistake. I would admit I've made some mistakes in my life, but I'm trying to own up to my mistakes. I'm trying to better myself. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm not trying to make the same mistakes that I've made before. And even if I make that mistake again, I would try to improve and try to make sure I be better in what I do. So that's what xxxtentacion have taught me as a person, is that it's never too late to get yourself back together again. You may have you may have fell, you may have made mistakes in the past, but don't let your past define your future. Don't let your past define who you are as a person. And that's what I respect about him as an artist, is that he inspired me to be the best version of myself. And I try each and every day to make sure I do little things and make baby steps along the way to improve my life and improve my situation and improve my circumstances. And just try to grow and try to learn and try to flourish and make sure that I live each day to the fullest, because he was the type of person that try to show that life has a lot of meaning. Because a lot of times I feel like life is meaningless, and I just feel like life doesn't have a purpose, and I just feel like life is just hopeless and pointless. And sometimes I wonder why even try and why even bother with things, because I feel just neglected and unloved and unwanted, and just like sometimes I just don't feel like life has any purpose. But what xxxtentacion has taught me and what he has showed me was that life has meaning. You just gotta look deeper into it and just kind of see the purpose, and just know that life has a purpose, life has a meaning, and you should not take things for granted. I've never taken things for granted. I'm the type of person that will look at things and just say, I thank God for this, I thank God for that. I take my blessings, I just don't look at life and just take it as a joke. So I've always been that type of person. But what he has taught me, what xxxtentacion has actually helped me with, is how to cope with the struggles, how to cope with the difficulties that life throws at you, and how to just take it and just look at it from a different perspective. Don't allow your circumstances to define you as a person. Just take whatever you learn. Just take from the bad and make it into something good, because you can always learn from you can always learn from the unfortunate events that may happen to you in your life. You can always take the negative and turn it and make it into something positive. So it's just all about moving forward. It's always about moving forward and keeping your head up. And that's why I respect him as an artist, because he kind of like motivated me. He motivated me to be a better person. He motivated me to live life to the fullest, and not to take anything for granted. Like I said, I've always been the person not to take anything for granted, but he kind of helped me to see that even clearer right now. So I respect him. I admire him. I look up to him. He was an inspiration to me, and he will forever be missed. I made a video before this, but I wanted to add more thoughts to the whole situation, because I still can't get over his death. I'm still in shock. I'm still in disbelief. I'm just like, bro, I wish this was a dream that I just woke up from. I wish this was all a dream. I wish this was like a prank too. I wish this was only a prank or a publicity stunt. that he did just to get a reaction out of his fans, but it doesn't appear that this was a prank. It looks like this was actual. This is in reality that I have to come to terms with of his passing away. It's just like why this had to happen to all people who was trying to get his life together and he was spreading positivity to everyone. I mean, why it had to happen to him. It's just unfortunate, and I just wish that, you know, it was all a lie, it was all a dream, but I can't seem to wake up from this freaking nightmare. Oh my god, it's just a nightmare that I'm waking up from. But I'm just gonna wrap this video up. I just hope that this video touched someone in a way that, you know, and then I just hope that I could get over it. I'm never gonna forget him. I'm still shocked. I'm pain. It's like I was a good friend of mine. It's like I felt like I knew xxxtentacion for a very long time. I felt like I knew him for years and years. Like he was a friend of mine. Like he was like my best friend. He felt like a best friend to me. So I still can't get over his death, man. I hope they catch whoever was involved with this. And I posted in my previous video that people are speculating that there's this guy, this Chicago rapper that was involved in his killing. If you want to know more information about that, check out my previous video. But I hope they catch whoever it was involved with this killing. And I hope we all can be rest assured. That would bring a lot of closure to the family. That's why I really hope they will catch this person as soon as possible. Help to gather all the evidence that they need, and that they will persecute this individual or individuals who are responsible for his murder. I hope they catch this person, and I hope they get persecuted to the full extent of the law. And I hope that can also bring a closure to the family, because, you know, we want to know who's the culprit of behind all this. So I hope this event will be remembered for a very long time, and that it will help us to all remember that we should value each other, and we should not take life for granted, and that we should respect our fellow human beings, because at the end of the day, we're all in this battle, and we all facing our own internal demons, and we all facing our own problems in life. And some people are facing more problems than others, and we just don't know what people are going through. And we should not be the type of person to target and kill and destroy our own, especially as a black people. We are our own worst enemy. We will kill, murder, and destroy our own people, and then claim that, you know, why do we do these things when we're the culprit behind this? And then I don't want to even bring up the Black Lives Matter, because, you know, our lives matter. Our lives matter no matter what. Whether it's cops killing black people or, you know, black on black crime. At the end of the day, black lives matter. We all matter. So I don't like when people bring up this whole thing when, you know, we got a black person that kill another black person. They're gonna bring up this thing like, oh, now I thought black lives matter. Black lives still matter. Whether it's cops killing black people, whether it's a racist group killing black people or targeting black people, or a racist individual targeting black people, no matter who it was, no matter who it is, even black people killing black people, black lives still matter, because we are people who shouldn't be just killed, whether it's our own kind or by a racist group or affiliation. It doesn't matter. Black lives still matter. And I would still say this: if in order for us to progress as people, as black people, we have to value our own kind. We have to value our own lives. We have to respect who we are as people, and we also got to look at others and our own race, and try not to look down on our own people and our own kind. We have to uplift each other. Black life matters no matter what. So I don't like this whole statement when people bring that up. So I'm just gonna wrap this up. and just let you know that I care about this guy, and this may seem like I'm going on, and I maybe should not make more videos about this because I want to respect his passing away. I don't want to make it look like I'm trying to profit off or trying to gain views from his tragedy. I really care about him as an artist. And this is I'm just showing my face right now because I want to let you know that I'm making this personal now. Before it's just like me talking and ranting, but now I'm gonna make this personal. So rip to xxxtentacion, and may you rest in peace and gone but never forgotten, and your music will live on for a very long time. Legends never die. They always be alive, no matter what. Alright, take care, guys. God bless everyone, and peace.